If you think Oman is only deserts, forts and dry mountains, Salalah will surprise you. For a few months every year, the south of Oman changes completely. The Dhofar mountains turn green, fog rolls across the roads, waterfalls start flowing, and the whole place feels almost impossible for the Arabian Peninsula. This is Kharif season in Salalah. But here is the honest thing. Salalah is not a destination where you just land, sit in one hotel, and expect the trip to happen around you. The best parts are spread out. Beaches are far from each other. Viewpoints are on mountain roads. Waterfalls depend on the season. And during Kharif, the same beautiful road can also become foggy, wet and crowded. So in this video, I will show you what we covered in Salalah, how I would plan it specifically for Kharif, and the practical tips I wish every first-time visitor knew before going. We reached Salalah by bus from Mosque, and the first thing we did was go to the airport to pick up our rental car. That one decision shaped the whole trip. Salalah is technically possible with taxis or tours, but if you are comfortable driving, a car gives you the freedom to stop at beaches, viewpoints, restaurants, and random road moments that you would otherwise miss. For Oman, we had compared rental options before the trip and used Discover cars. Our pickup at Salalah Airport was smooth, and we even got a small upgrade, but do not book expecting an upgrade. Book for the car you actually need. For Kharif, especially if you plan to go towards rougher beaches or mountain viewpoints, check the road conditions and consider whether you need a higher clearance car or a 4x4. Also, this is important. Carry your normal driving license and check the international driving permit situation before you book. For Indian travelers, do not assume Oman can be selected through the regular RTO or Parivahan IDP portal. Oman may not appear in that list, so verify the current valid IDP process before booking your car. Some rental counters may ask for an IDP, especially for licenses from countries like India, and always check the deposit, insurance, fuel policy, and what is included before you confirm the booking. After picking up the car, we checked into a service department. For Salalah, I would usually choose a stay that keeps you close to the main city or easy road access, because you will probably be driving out every day. During Kharif, book early. This is peak season for Oman and the wider Gulf region, so good stays and rental cars can disappear fast. Our first proper Salalah moment was food. Nothing fancy, just warm Turkish bread, hummus, salad, and the feeling that the trip had finally begun. Keep this in mind. Salalah has good, simple, affordable food if you are not chasing only resort restaurants. Turkish, Lebanese, Indian and local places can all work well, especially after a long day of driving. Then we headed towards one of the beaches recommended by another traveler. The last stretch was unpaved and a bit rugged, but the reward was exactly why Salalah is special. White sand, blue water, cliffs, and almost no one around. Outside Kharif, the beaches can look bright, dry and dramatic. During Kharif, the mood can be very different. The cliffs can turn green, the sky may be cloudy, and the sea can be rougher. That is beautiful for visuals, but be careful with swimming. If the sea looks aggressive, do not treat it like a calm tropical beach. Enjoy the view, walk, take photos, but respect the water. The next day, we drove towards Wadi Darbat. This is one of the most famous places around Salalah, and for good reason. Even when the landscape around it feels dry, the water and cliffs create a very different scene. During Kharif, Wadi Darbat becomes one of the biggest reasons people travel to Salalah: greenery, mist, streams and waterfalls. But there is one mistake many travelers make. They see old photos of full waterfalls and assume every day of Kharif will look exactly like that. It changes by week, by rainfall, and by the exact place you visit. So check recent updates before going, ask your hotel or local drivers, and keep a flexible plan. If one waterfall is dry or too crowded, move to another viewpoint, spring or beach instead of forcing the day. From Wadi Darbat, we continued towards Taqa and the coastal side. We could not find the exact cliff viewpoint we were looking for, but that is also what happens on self-drive trips. Sometimes the wrong turn becomes the day. We found quiet blue water, empty stretches, and those little moments where you feel like Salalah has more space than the map suggests. Then came Gravity Hill. It is one of those fun, slightly strange stops where cars appear to roll uphill. Is it the most important place in Salalah? No. But as a small break in the route, it works. For us, the better part was not even the illusion. It was seeing camels running with the ocean in the background. That moment felt more like Oman than any planned stop could have. This is why I like self-driving in Salalah. You can pause for things that are not on a brochure: camels on the road, a sudden viewpoint, a small food place, a beach turn-off, fog moving over the hills. In Khareef especially, these small road moments might become the memory of the trip. On the third day, we went towards Fazayah, also written as Fazayah Beach in some places. This was one of the most beautiful beach drives of the trip, but it also came with a warning. The last few kilometers were unpaved and not very comfortable in a sedan. We managed, but I would not casually recommend that everyone do the same, especially during Khareef when roads can be wet or slippery. If you are renting a car only for city roads and main attractions, a sedan may be enough. But if your dream Salalah trip includes remote beaches, rough tracks, and cliff viewpoints, think carefully. A higher clearance vehicle can make the trip more relaxed. A 4x4 can be useful for some areas, but only if you know how to use it and the route is safe. Fazayah itself was worth the effort. A long stretch of white sand, clear water, cliffs, and enough space to slow down. We swam, relaxed, and even tried a little snorkeling. Again, for Khareef, I would treat this differently. The beach may look more dramatic, but the sea can be rough. Go for the view first. Swim only if conditions are clearly safe. On the way back, we stopped near the natural geyser or blowhole area. It was not active when we visited, but the location still worked beautifully for sunset. That is another useful Salalah lesson. Do not make the whole day depend on one natural phenomenon. Blowholes, waterfalls, fog, and viewpoints all depend on timing and conditions. Build a route where even the backup version of the place is still worth your time. On our final half day, we visited Sultan Qaboos Mosque in Salalah and Coconut Beach. The mosque gives the trip a calm cultural pause after all the nature and drive. Dress modestly, check visiting hours, and keep it respectful. Coconut Beach is more about local life and easy city energy. It is not the wildest beach in Salalah, but it is a nice reminder that the city itself has a slower rhythm. Now, if you are planning Salalah for Khareef, here is the useful part. First, timing. Khareef usually runs from around late June to September. July and August are generally the peak months for green hills, mist, and crowds. September can sometimes be beautiful too, but conditions vary every year. Do not plan only from Instagram photos. Check recent weather, recent traveler updates, and local advice close to your travel dates. Second, number of days. I would keep at least 3 full days for Salalah. 4 days is better. 1 day for East Salalah and Wadi Darbat, 1 day for West Salalah and the beaches, 1 day for city, mosque, food, and flexible rerouting. If you only have 2 days, you can still enjoy it, but you will rush the best part, the drives. Third, transport. If you are comfortable driving, rent a car. Pick it up from Salalah Airport if that fits your arrival. Compare prices in advance, check insurance, and do not ignore the deposit rules. We used Discover Cars in Oman and it worked well for us, so I will keep the link in the description. Use it if it helps your comparison, but whichever platform you choose, read the details before paying. Fourth, driving safety. During Khareef, expect fog in the mountains, wet roads, slower traffic, and sudden visibility changes. Do not drive fast just because the road looks empty. Start early, avoid risky night drives in unfamiliar mountain areas, and keep fuel topped up before longer routes. Fifth, what to pack. Carry a light rain jacket, footwear with grip, a dry bag for electronics, modest clothing for mosque visits, and a power bank. If you plan to fly a drone, check Oman rules carefully before you even pack it. Do not assume drone use is allowed everywhere. Sixth, where to stay. If it is your first trip, stay in or near Salalah city unless you specifically want a resort holiday. The city makes food, fuel, supermarkets, and route planning easier. During Khareef, book early because prices can rise and availability gets tighter. Seventh, expectations. Salalah in Khareef is not always bright blue skies and perfect waterfalls. It can be cloudy, misty, humid, and sometimes crowded. But that is also the point. You are not going there for a normal beach holiday. You are going because this corner of Oman becomes green, moody, and completely different from what most people imagine the Gulf to be. So, is Salalah worth visiting in Khareef? Yes, if you enjoy nature, drives, beaches, viewpoints, and flexible travel. Yes, if you are okay with weather changing your plan. Yes, if you want to see an Oman that feels very different from Muscat, Nizwa, or the desert. But do not rush it. Do not plan every stop too tightly, and do not treat the rental car as just transport. In Salalah, the drive is part of the experience. If this video helped you plan, check the description for the car rental link and other useful travel resources, and tell me in the comments, would you visit Salalah during Khareef for the green mountains or outside Khareef for quieter beaches? See you in the next one.